It's Japandemonium at the FIFA World Cup. Yesterday, we had perhaps the biggest shock in the history of the tournament when Saudi Arabia beat Argentina 2-1. And now today, we have had another huge surprise result as Japan have beaten the four-time champions Germany by 2-1. It's a surprising tournament so far. It looked like Hansi Flick's side were going to be comfortable when Gundogan scored a penalty in the first half. But then Japan hit back with 2 goals from 2 substitutes in the last 15 minutes of the match. It was Ritsu Doan who brought them level, and then Asano scored an absolute stunner. I think after that second half, guys, I'm turning Japanese. It was just a terrific performance from the team. Sham, this tournament is turning into one which is just full of surprises, isn't it?
It is, and I'm really loving it. I mean, after the initial first day, I thought this is going to be a damn squib, and I was so wrong. And yesterday, so I think Saudi Arabia lit the fuse, and just Japan just continued. I hope this continues because we need to see some good matches, and I hope we see a good new champion as well.
Nick, did you see that coming? I mean, we had a huge shock yesterday. I think we're still trying to get over that shock from yesterday. And then today, Japan have given us another huge surprise result.
Yeah, it was just like the Argentina match, the 1-0 to Germany in the first half. But, these second, whether it's the weather, the conditions, we've had a couple of matches where there have been really a game of two halves. The momentum, the fitness, the change of mood and momentum in that second half. Japan just kept going and going and going. And what an exciting second half. And as we said, Group E was tipped to be Group of Death, with 3 matches, where does that leave Germany with 2 matches? They cannot make a mistake. So big teams are struggling in the first opening matches. So it's quite exciting to see the next steps.
They started very similarly, didn't they, Nick? The last World Cup in Russia, 2018. They lost their first game against Mexico, and we know what happened there. So this is an absolutely terrible start. But Sham, just comparing the 2 games that we've seen now from Germany, the performances rather, from Germany and Argentina, both very complacent performances, don't you think? I mean, it looks like they've taken the lead against smaller opposition, and then they've taken their foot off the gas, and they've paid the price, both teams have.
Imran, you're right. I think they underestimated the teams. Although Hansi Flick yesterday said that they are not underestimating Japan. But what we saw on the pitch is they took it a trifle easy, I thought. Simply because, and not just that, both the teams, whereas Argentina as well as Germany, they seem to be running out of ideas because they lack the creativity to unlock the defenses. See, Japan was crowding out at the top of the penalty box, but there is no way where Germany could unlock it. They couldn't shift to the flank or try to cross over, or none of those things. And not just that, I was not too happy with Flick's substitutions. I thought he took out Gundogan a little too early. I think that they suffered from that. And one more substitution, I just can't remember again, cost them badly. On the other hand, Japan's substitutions work like a dream.
They really did. Nick, those 2 substitutions in particular, I mean, it literally changed the game. There was 15 minutes remaining. They were losing 1-0. But credit to Japan, in that whole second half, they came out fighting. It was a completely different team because in the first half, you could tell that they were sitting back. They looked a bit nervous about going forward. And Germany were very much in control of that game. They had all the possession. They had all the chances. They were creating lots of chances, in fact. And in fact, Gundogan, before he came off Sham, he actually hit the post. Just before he was substituted, it could have been 2-0. That would have been game over. But Nick, look, Germany, we know they've got a new coach there. Well, he's been there for a year now, but we're still probably used to seeing Joachim Low on the touchline. It's obviously Hansi Flick there now, former Bayern Munich coach. They've got a brand new young team. They've got lots of young players in that team. People like Jamal Musiala, who's going to be a really good player. Kimmich, he's a really good midfielder. Havertz is there. He's up front. Gnabry, Muller is still playing. There's a lot of quality in that team. They surely will bounce back from this result, won't they, Nick?
Yeah, we should hope so, like to think. But you almost watched that second half, and it was no surprise that Japan came and got those couple of... They deserved it. It wasn't luck. It wasn't whatever. You just felt that momentum, and Germany just couldn't step up in the second half. They kind of just are a bit flat. And, you know, is it the weather? What is it? It'd be nice to see how a couple of the stronger teams, the favourites, Argentina, they kind of both second half lost their grip on the match. So it'd be interesting to see behind the scenes exactly what's happening.
Very surprising. It will be very interesting to see. Well, it's a level playing field. They're all playing in the same conditions, but it just feels that, well, these two shock results that we've had, seems to be a lot of complacency involved. It looks like the players aren't even putting 100% in. It looks like they've thought, you know, they've got a goal up and that's the game wrapped up, and they've been surprised both times. But Sham, does it feel like the days of dominance, you know, from the teams that always end up winning these tournaments, the usual teams, is it coming to an end? I mean, wouldn't it be good to see a new team, maybe from Asia, maybe from the Arab world, from Africa, winning the World Cup? I mean, it's always the same old winners. So maybe this is a chance for a brand new team to go on and win it.
Yeah, I'll answer your question in two parts. One thing you said the level playing field. Yes, it is. The field is leveled up quite a lot simply because players from all countries, not just Europe or Latin America, people, even players from Asia are playing in the European leagues. They're playing in France. They're playing in the Bundesliga. They are playing in the Premier League. They are even playing in the La Liga and Serie A. So, which is why you find these players very technically very, very good, and they are not overawed by the occasion. They know the pressure of playing in a cauldron-like atmosphere, which is why I was very, very surprised to see this Takumu Asano. That second goal, what a gem!
What a goal!
And the amazing control he had, the way he brought the ball down under control was amazing. His first touch was incredible, and his third touch was the tap towards the goal. Okay, although Noah has to blame for a bit of that because that was still a tight angle, and I thought Noah didn't cover up properly, or he could have even advanced to narrow the angle further. But even considering all that goal was a stunner, really. That shows how much these players have progressed, and their skills and techniques have improved by playing in the leagues abroad. Because if earlier they were playing in the domestic leagues, there's a ceiling, like beyond that you can't. So you play against new players against of higher skill and technique. You learn from them. You yourself improve. That's precisely what's happened here. Then about a new champion, I think it's a little too premature to think of a new champion. But although I would certainly love to have a new champion, because I don't want to see Germany winning again, Brazil winning again, Argentina winning again. I mean, we've seen them. So even before the tournament starts, you ask who's the winner. You can straight away give 4 teams, and they have been winning so many titles in the past. So it's going to be one of the 4. But unfortunately, this time also it might be like it might go one of the favorites might win. But I enjoy the run of the underdogs, especially the teams which are from Asia. So I'm really, really looking forward to the rest of the tournament.
Nick, are you a betting man? Are you going to put some money on either Japan or Saudi Arabia to go all the way?
What about underdogs England? We'll see. I think many of the teams we saw earlier, Morocco, Croatia. Croatia were in the final. Quite a surprise in 2018. They've seen a few matches where teams have approached it. They don't want to lose that first match. So we've seen 3 0-0s at the moment. In 2018, there was only 1 0-0 match. Already we've had 3 0-0s. So it seems that some teams are approaching it negatively, don't lose in the 3 stages of the group match, and others have gone for it. And it's great to see, whether it's Saudi or whether it's Japan, go for it. And, let's see them respond. And it's World Cup, as Sham says, there are a lot of international players playing all over the world, and I'd like to see a surprise. But the next couple of matches, the group stages, see how the group stages, last 16, how it pans out. But it's an open World Cup, definitely. I haven't a clue. England's my favourite, but I have not a clue. Brazil tomorrow. There's one. You'll come to the previews for tomorrow. Let's see how Brazil cope, and let's see if they're still the dominant force we think they may be.
But just speaking of teams going for it, Nick, tonight it's just finished. Spain 7, Costa Rica 0. I mean, I thought getting 6 goals against Iran was really impressive by England, but Spain have gone goal crazy today. Sham, did you see that? And how impressed were you by that superb performance by them from the very beginning? They just tore Costa Rica apart at will, and it could have been way more than 7. In fact, it could have been double figures tonight. They were that good.
I mean, I was stunned. I'm blown away. Simply, one of the reasons was I haven't watched Spain in a long time, and I remember you writing about Spain and saying that they are a bunch of youngsters, and I was looking forward to seeing them. Then the margin of defeat 7-0, it just took me by surprise, simply because the Costa Rican goalkeeper is Keylor Navas. And Keylor Navas, if you remember, he was the guy who shut out Brazil, and you remember the performance against Brazil in Brazil, and so I never thought they could put 7 past him. Not just that, these are youngsters. It looks like they're snuck out of school and sauntered onto a football pitch. And each of those guys, like Gavi, and I've seen Ferran Torres in the European in the Euros, so I know how good he is. But Gavi was a surprise. So was Rodrigo. All these guys, you name it, like the Marco, what's his name? Marco Asen, the guy who scored the second goal, that he too was very good. Danny almost, all these guys, and these guys are very fresh-faced guys, and I swear their technique is so good, their skills are at a high level, and 4 years down the line, Spain is going to be an amazing side. 7 goals, I didn't see that coming.
Neil, I don't think anyone saw that coming. 7 goals tonight against Costa Rica. They absolutely they've made their mark already on the tournament. Right, let's have a quick chat about tomorrow's games. Portugal start their campaign tomorrow against Ghana. But obviously, we know the headlines have been dominated by one man. It's Cristiano Ronaldo, and it's all for the wrong reasons. Sham, do you think what's happened there at Man United with his contract being torn up now, will this have a negative impact on Portugal?
Not so much, simply because Portugal is not just Ronaldo. I mean, you have Bruno Fernandes and a host of other players of very, very good caliber. I know Portugal. I mean, Ronaldo is their talisman. It's like Messi for them. So they look heavily towards him to score, but that doesn't mean that he is the only player there. So even given all the problems Ronaldo is facing, I think when Ronaldo steps onto the pitch, I think his sole focus will be winning the tournament or winning that match or scoring goals. And with the support he's going to get from the rest of the Portugal side, I don't think those distractions are a problem.
Nick's nodding his head in agreement. Nick, you think, well, he's 37 now. He's not been playing much for Man United, but this is the only trophy which he hasn't won, the World Cup. So he's fresh, he's raring to go. He's left Man United. He hasn't got that pressure on his mind anymore. Do you think it'll disrupt the team, or do you think they're going to be, like Sham says, they're going to just... Well, Ghana, to be honest, are the lowest ranked team. So if there's another shock tomorrow, I think that's it. We have to just switch off because it's going to be too much. How do you think he's going to go tomorrow, Nick?
I think he's had so much noise around him the last, week? Maybe he's got a point to prove and just show everyone, because the jury's been out the last... couple of months, his second stint at Man United, and maybe he's got a point to prove, and he's very loyal and always been committed to Portugal. So let's watch this space. An exciting match tomorrow.
Let's watch this space indeed. And just finally, Sham's favourite team, Brazil, are finally in action tomorrow. They're playing against Serbia, who aren't any pushovers, but I think, Brazil's quality and attack, with the likes of Rafinha, Neymar, Richarlison, Vinicius Jr., they've got such a wealth of attack. I mean, yeah, Serbia will probably put up, 2 banks of 4 and make it very difficult for them to break down. But Sham, do you think Brazil, with that quality and attack, well, not just the attack, all round, Brazil should be too strong for Serbia tomorrow, shouldn't they?
On paper, you are absolutely right. They should be too strong for Serbia. But I would like like them to get that first match out of the way, because the first matches are often tricky. And as we saw in the case of Argentina and Germany, I don't want Brazil to step on a banana skin in Serbia. So I mean, they have too much quality to not to slip. But I mean, first, I would be holding my breath.
Nick, what do you think?
I'm a big Mitrovic fan, so he can bully a defence anywhere. So maybe first goal's important, but you know, Brazil, it's a test. We'll see. And this time tomorrow, will it be 7? Will it be 4? Will it be Serbia, Brazil? Who knows? That's the excitement of the World Cup, has proved the last few days.
You're absolutely right. We just don't know what it's going to be with the way it's gone. Just to recap, Japan have caused an absolute huge shock again after Saudi Arabia did the same yesterday. They've beaten Germany 2-1. I mean, that is absolutely incredible. That's all from the guys. Head to golfnews.com for all the latest news and reviews and much more. And check us out on our social media channels. We'll be back again tomorrow night. In the meantime, take care and good night.